Go ahead, folks.
Our critical analysis was on a poem called We Are More by Shane. I can't say it.
Poison.
Okay. It's a poem that was presented at the Olympics, and it's basically a Canadian poem.
Good.
Okay, so the theme and message presented is very much how Canada is underestimated and stereotyped. And two quotes from it are, "But we're more than just hockey and fishing lines." And some say what defines us is something as simple as please and thank you. And also how amazing Canada actually is. A country that is all the ways you choose to live, a land that can give you variety. Let this country be your first aid kit for all the times you get sick of the same old, same old.
Oh, connection to course material. So the poem is connected to your paradigm through media messaging. Media tends to portray Canadians as very apologetic and that we pronounce things differently, like a or boot.
Boot?
A boot. People think that we say a boot.
They do.
And that we are all country songs making beer and stuff. Two quotes that back this up are, "We do more than sit around and say A," and "We do more than grow wheat and brew beer." Another connection to the course material would be through identity. It's how Canadians identify themselves and how the media messaging might not be correct. So two quotes are, "We're cultures strung together then woven into a tapestry." This is connecting to how we have different cultures and races in our borders, and how we seem to connect and try not to, in most cases, redefine them as Canadians and let them be their own person. Oh, I didn't realize the second was up.
You can press the back key if you want.
Back.
Little arrow. There you go.
The second one says, "We are first-rate greasy spoon diners and healthy living cafes." So this means that we are on both ends of the spectrum. We're not just one thing. We're not just all healthy living. We can also eat at fast food places. We don't have to describe ourselves as one direct thing. We're so many different things.
Okay. So the effectiveness in communicating the message. The poem stayed true to its message. Like, it made us seem so different from the way that we speak and everything from anybody else, like how we say Z instead of Z. It talked about different things that we've invented, all the things, how we speak or word different things. Everything in the poem rhymed. I don't know what to say about that one. Everything in the poem had to do with Canadians, and so, I don't know, it was really cool about how it rhymed. Like, this is an example. Then a laundry list of things to do and places to see, more than hills to ski. So, it's just an example. Like, we can stand here today filled with the hope people have when they say things like someday.
So for shortcomings and areas of improvement, I didn't really find anything, so I tried to show how, where I looked for it and where I didn't come up with anything. So I looked for the way that it flowed, the way that it spoke. And to me it was very inspirational and passionate. You can see that through the quote. "Because we are choices. We are millions upon millions of voices shouting, keep exploring. We are more. We are the true north, strong and free. And what's more is that we didn't just say it, we made it." Another way that I looked for it was how it connected with the audience. Was it able to connect properly, or was it just kind of hazy on it? We are fathers, brothers, sisters and mothers, uncles and nephews, aunts and nieces. We are cousins. We are found missing puzzle pieces. We are families with room at the table for newcomers. It's saying that no matter, like, if you do have a family, we'll accept you. There's always a place in this world for you.
Okay, so the intended audience was Canadians, because you can tell because it says we as in Canadians as a whole at the beginning of almost all the lines. It's also intended towards people with like misconceptions of Canada and people who stereotype the things we do and say. Don't say you've been here and done, okay. Don't say you've been here and done that unless you've been here and doing it. It's appropriate to the audience because the author is talking about our country and the contributions that we made towards inventions. Or that we made these crazy things like zippers, electric cars, and washing machines.
Wow.
Okay.
So the personal impact it had on me was, I thought the poem was very moving. It made me feel that we as a nation are very intelligent and original. I never thought about how different Canada is from our neighboring countries. This is literally anything.
I thought that even though I didn't hear him speak the words, I could read what he wrote and feel the love he has for our country. I've never thought this hard about our country before, but now I can see the uniqueness of it and its beautiful qualities.
I thought the poem was powerful and very passionate behind the words. But when I was reading it in the hallway, I could just me saying it, I felt passion behind it. And hearing more about our country, especially the description the author used, makes me even more proud to be a part of it.
There we go. All right, questions and or feedback? Danielle?
I really liked how you did a PowerPoint and how the words were big enough that we could read, so like we could read the quotes if we wanted to.
That was helpful as a viewer?
Yeah.
Okay. Erin?
I liked how you used the quotes because it kind of it helped us understand what you guys were coming, where you were coming from, what type of material you had.
Johnny?
Will you show those to us? And Julia too.
That's the danger of PowerPoint, is that you end up looking at the board.
It's so pretty that you have to look not at all of the faces. You don't see the outside wall. See the
Well, that's why we did a PowerPoint, so that we could read the beginning of our thought process and expand on it as we spoke.
Yeah, and that's the important part there, is expanding upon what's on the screen, right? Using that as your springboard to then be able to do the explain part of your point proof explain, right? Anyone else?
I don't know if you guys said it, but did you learn anything about Canada? Or is it like just more proud to be Canadian?
Well, we learned about different inventions that we made, apparently.
Yes, we did.
You knew we made zippers.
I didn't know we made zippers.
Zippers and Velcro.
I actually
Made wonton
Made
noodles.
We made Canada.
I'll have a comment.
What do you want? Go ahead, Al. Come on, guys.
I was wondering, do you guys know if the author of this poem is Canadian himself?
No.
Yes, he is.
Let's see.
Yeah, he was hired as a Canadian spoken word poet for the Vancouver 2010 Olympics. This was in the opening ceremony. And Serena mentioned that at the beginning as well. So it was a very, very iconic Canadian role.
I
Now,
think he refused to read it at a Canada Day celebration.
why?
I don't know, I was looking up the poem and I just read that headline.
Yes, great bit of, look it up. Great bit of Canadian trivia. No. Great bit of Canadian trivia. First of all, you can look up and see his spoken word performance of this, to hear him read it, because it is meant to be spoken word. It is not meant to be off a piece of paper. And so hearing him read it is very, very different. And then, yes, he refuses to do it now because he says since the 2010 Olympics, when he wrote this, Canada has changed so much in its policies and way of handling things that it's not the Canada that he wrote about. And he doesn't like the direction that Canada is being taken by this government, so he refuses to perform it now until things change.
What's his name? What's his name?
Shane Poison.
Shane Poison.
Poison. If you look up We Are More, Canadian spoken word Canada, you'll find it. Anyone else? Any other questions or feedback? All right.